Hey guys, it's me, Sega Mega, and I'm back for even more awesome Sega Mega content. One last time. Yep, that's right guys. This is going to be the last Sega Mega ever. I just don't have any more Sega game related stories to share with you all. And after this one, I don't even know if I'd want to. There's been a lot of talk about creative burnout amongst YouTubers. I know I'm feeling it. These videos have been amazing for me, but they have also reminded me of some of life's worst moments. They brought a lot of my past back to me in many other ways I did not intend. Like remembering my long-lost Amy, or seeing my old bully Chester again. Or more recently than that, reuniting with my own father. That's right. For those of you who haven't watched my channel since the beginning, my dad murdered my mom, tried to cover up for months afterwards, and then went to prison for life once I ratted him out. But my dad, being the grumpy guy that he is, broke out during a bloody riot and has been a fugitive at large ever since. That is until rather recently. You see, my father found my channel. I don't really know and I don't really care, but he found my channel and sent me super specific DMs from a bunch of random burner accounts, saying things that only he could know. I was sent stuff like, "What a loser your mother has raised," and a favorite line of his he'd like to throw my way whenever I screwed up. After that, I received taunts like, "Your vomit was harder to get out of the carpet than her blood," and "I'll kill you like I promised." He did promise to kill me after I ratted him out. Not to mention, I did puke on the carpet after he killed Mom. Who else could have known that? Only dear old daddy, that's who. Unfortunately for my boomer father, simply making a few burner accounts didn't make it harder to track him down. I have a superpower for finding out where people live. I used it all the time, but this is the first time I used it for good. I finally found my father, the man who murdered my mother. I could have called the cops on him, but a real man handles his own vengeance. That is something my dad always liked to tell me when it came to dealing with my bullies. So, I was going to kill my dad. Or at least die trying. Before I went on to confront my long-lost evil father, I knew that there was one last thing I needed to do. I needed to beat Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. That's right, I still had one last Sega Mega Sonic Adventure to set out on. Well, technically two, but you catch my drift. These two games represent the last breath of the Sega I grew up with. After this, Sega never made another console, and the Sonic games they released no longer have the stakes to be as good as they once were. These games had to be console sellers way back when. Now, they feel like cheap attempts to relive old series highs, and to find new series lows along the way. Sega and Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 are much like me with my Sega Mega Channel. Both are examples of someone, or a company in Sega's case, earnestly trying to move forward after a few major screw-ups. But, with hindsight being 2020, we both know deep down that those mistakes are made in the past and will always come back to define us in the end, and that our fight is now futile. We exist only to prove the haters right. I know I have. It was fun while it lasted, Sega, and it was fun while it lasted. So, how does Sonic's first true foray into 3D fare? Unsurprisingly well. Yeah, With the proper 3D hardware of the Dreamcast behind him, Sonic could finally prove he was ready for the next generation of gaming. It was a shame it came a few years too late, but better late than never, I ever say. I remember loading up the game for the first time and seeing that sensationally rendered CGI opening for Sonic Adventure. It may have not been the graphics in the game itself, but the fact that a cutscene this immaculately looking was rendering on a piece of Sega hardware was still a Sega Mega success. If Noah could have seen this, it would have left him breathless. If you'd shown me this when I was 8 years old and at the height of my Sonic mania, I would have shit myself in utter excitement. That's how good it looked. Yeah, this opening hyped me up to say the least. No matter how many times I see it, I can't help but get goosebumps. The beautiful visuals, epic scale, the large cast of characters on display had me ready for a true Sonic adventure. Everything about it was so. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll never get over I'll never get over how that Dr. Robotnik in 3D, he's so, oh fuck, never mind, I can't. Let's see. Alright, let's move on. I can't do this shit anymore. Sonic Adventure sets itself apart by having 6 separate campaigns to play through, each with their own unique style of gameplay. These 6 are Sonic, of course, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Big the Cat, and E102 Gamma. Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles follow the gameplay loop one might expect from a Sonic game. Complete the stages, save the animals, and stop Dr. Robotnik. It's the new 3 that shake things up. Well, sorta new. We know Amy. I do admit her redesign isn't for me, but that might as well just be nostalgia talking. Her gameplay loop is interesting. As Amy, you must flee a menacing stalker who follows you through every stage. Now that's ironic. The other 2 are a hit or a miss for me. Gamma mostly hits, while Big the Cat mostly misses. But overall, the best and most fully realized story mode is, of course, Sonic's. It's his adventure after all. His stages in 3D have less room for exploration, but more than make up for it with speed, spectacle, and story. Sonic's adventure opens with a mysterious new foe, Chaos, emerging to battle our blue hero. I remember how intimidating Chaos was to me when I first laid eyes on him. I was actually scared to fight him. It had been quite a few years since I had last been scared by a Sonic boss. But I was a big boy now, and I was able to face my fears head on with a spin attack. Mom would be proud. To be fair, it was an easy boss fight. One that was followed by a cutscene that managed to put a smile on my face. Once you get past the first boss fight, you're thrown into the hub world, and it's a bit bigger than the one in Sonic Jam, to say the least. I love a good hub world. You can see all the areas you can't reach and puzzle out how to get there. Not to mention, it brings back an element of the 2D Sonic games that were lacking in the 3D stages, and that's exploration. You never know what you're gonna find around the corner. I'm sorry. He's just so fat. I spent my childhood afraid of that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know. It's not that funny. But you gotta understand. He looks so much like my dad. Especially right before he died. Oops. Spoiler alert. I killed my dad. I found him not too far from where I lived, actually. He was so fucking fat and old. He needed a rascal. I shit you not, he needed a little rascal scooter to get around. You should have seen the look on his face when he came to the door. He rolled up like Dr. Robotnik in his mech. I started laughing as soon as I saw him. I mean, God, he was just so funny looking. And this was the guy who killed my mom. The man who haunted my nightmares. The monster who made me who I am today. My dad knew who I was without saying a word. Not that it gave him any chance to speak. I knocked his fat lard ass over, rascal and all, and I began to kick him in the gut over and over again. I almost felt bad as I watched him worm around the floor like a turtle flipped on a shell. It was so pathetic looking. He then vomited all over the carpet. That'll take forever to clean up. It felt so good to use his own words against him. I'll never be afraid of you again. It's what I told him before I killed him. I was gonna shoot him like he shot Mom. I had a gun, a 9mm SIG P320. It would make things quick, but I decided I didn't want to make things quick. I decided instead to choke my father to death. His face, it got all blue and, well, I fucking love the color blue. I fucking love it so much. It's always been my favorite color ever since I was a kid. And still as an adult. Sonic Adventure and its follow-up, Sonic Adventure 2, were bittersweet games for me to complete. Both were good in their own ways. Sonic Adventure felt truly epic in scale and a joy to explore, while Adventure 2 had more focused experience due to Sonic Team separating the story into simpler hero and dark binary, rather than the 6 separate, uneven in quality campaigns of its predecessor. One thing both games did well was the Chao Garden minigame. What's the Chao Garden, I hear you saying? Without a doubt, the best part of both Sonic Adventure games. Don't even argue with me in the comments. I obviously won't be around to hear them. But that's neither here nor there. Yes, the Chao Garden is an awesome special feature that makes these games for me. They are essentially a virtual pet simulation within the larger Sonic Adventure game. It's a truly naturing environment where players can raise and care for adorable creatures called Chao. Aw, aren't they the cutest? They remind me of little babies. Innocent, adorable, and completely at the mercy of those who care for them. So you better take care of them. You can take care of your Chao by feeding them, playing with them, and even having them participate in fun activities like races and karate tournaments. The Chao Garden offers a peaceful retreat from the fast-paced action of the main Sonic Adventure games, allowing me to bond with my little Chao companions and watch them grow and develop over time under my care. The Chao Garden is the closest thing I will ever get to being a father myself, which is a good thing. One of my favorite new additions to the Chao Garden is in Sonic Adventure 2. You see, by raising a Chao with either a hero like Sonic or a villain like Eggman, the Chao's appearance will shift to reflect the morality of those who raised it. Heroes raise Angel Chao and unlock the Heavenly Hero Garden, while villains raise Devil Chao and unlock the Hellish Devil Garden. I always thought about how this was such a superb metaphor for life. You are born innocent, but those who raised you are not. We are all shaped like clay by our guardians and receive all their best values and all of their worst sins. I know I did. I know I did. Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 both had their ups and downs, but they gave me the 3D Sonic experience I had been waiting for when I no longer needed it. Yeah, I had fallen out of gaming around the time of the Sega Dreamcast. College was coming up, and I had my future to think about. When the Dreamcast was discontinued in 2001, and Sega bowed out of the console market entirely, I felt like it was a sign from the universe to have me grow up and move on. But I can never move on. Sega was my childhood, and while not perfect, it was the only one I had. The few nuggets of happiness in there were courtesy of the blue blur and the company that created him. I know, if Sega and Sonic were the best parts of my childhood, I probably had a shit childhood. I'm aware, and yes, I did. Sometimes what we're sentimental about is nothing but plastic. It's not a great feeling, but when it's the only source of a good feeling you have left, whatever it is, it's good enough. And hey, plastic is forever. It never goes away, even when it should. I should go now, guys. I just wanted to live stream my goodbye to you guys. Mostly so that you could all hear me sign off one last time. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to support the Sega Mega Channel.